Okay, right, so here we are again. Third game, and it's going to be the Sanguinius leading the 9th Legion against Vulkan leading the 18th Legion. And I'll just get Pete to take me through his army. Let's do it.
Okay, so no right of war. We've got Sanguinius as the warlords with the Spear of Telesto, and then have a chaplain with combat shield, power fist, and jump pack, and 2 apothecaries that are bare bones except for jump packs. I have 5 Crimson Paladins, 1 with a power fist, and the exemplar has a Spear of Perdition. And then for troops choices, I have 2 15-man assault squads, both armed with 2 power swords and a power axe on the troops. 1 squad has lightning claws, and the other squad has combat shields, and the sergeant has a power fist. I then have a tactical squad in a rhino, and the rhino has a hunter killer missile and searchlights, and the squad has Vexilla, Lanciovox, bayonets, and a power sword on the sergeant. Then I have 5 recon marines with Lanciovox, augury scanner, and nemesis bolters. And then I have 5 scouts in front, also armed with Lanciovox and augury scanner. And then for the heavy support, I have Sakaran Punisher with a assault cannon pintle mount, which is a Blood Angels and Imperial Fist specific thing. It also has a searchlight. Then I have a Scorpius that's just bare bones. And then Pièce de Resistance, which is my Leviathan Talon, one of which has a Talon, Storm Cannon, Phosphex launchers, and 2 assault cannons, and the other has a Siege Drill, Psychonic Melter Lance, 2 Vulkan calibers, and Phosphex discharger.
Cool. And where do you get the shields from these guys?
The shields are from Pop Goes the Monkey.
Cool.
They're very awesome.
Look awesome. Really good shields there. Cool. Good paint job. Looks really cool. Whole army. Nice effect. And then some objective markers here. Okay, and let's look at mine. Okay, that's 18th Legion led by Vulkan. Gets 2 shooting reactions as well for having him. Got a Librarian with telepathy this time instead of biomancy, just mixing it up, changing it about a little bit. I've got Apothecary, Artificer Armour, Champion with a Paragon Blade, which is stuck in the head of a traitor there, and he's got a Thunder Hammer. He's got 2 specialist weapons there. I've got a Chaplain with Thunder Hammer. They've all got Dragon Scale Storm Shields, to be honest. 3 characters, 10 Pyroclasts. Pyroclast Master's got Thunder Hammer. They're all here. They're all inside the Spartan. So I decided to go back to a Spartan for a game because I've not had one for a couple of the games. So I'm coming back to it to see if it's any good, because I just found it quite slow. Anyway, this Rite of War gives me Pyroclast, a line and troops, so I took another 2 squads of them. Thunder Hammer is master crafted on the Pyroclast squads and the Rhinos, just tiny bit extra combat effectiveness, hopefully. And Rhinos, Searchlights, and Dozer Blades. And there we go. Searchlight, Dozer Blade. And this one, same setup basically as the other squad. 3 squads of Recon Marines. Again, I haven't really done much to the bolters. I do need to sort that out. But I've got 3 squads this time. Yeah, and yeah, 3 separate units that can infiltrate and hopefully snipe out important characters and try and pin things. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, we've done the mission, and it's War of Lies, and we're doing Dawn of War. Okay, so this is the battlefield. I've gone for the 9th Legion table. So as you can see, all the buildings are painted in red, sort of 9th Legion colours, red and gold, and yeah, an awesome, obviously, Flesh Terror sign across the door there, just to pay homage to Amit and the 9th, because obviously Flesh Terrors are the best. Anyway, so this is what the battlefield looks like, a sort of overview of it. Got a series of buildings everywhere, big road going through the middle, so we don't put buildings on the road. There we go, crash. Put some sandbags and some sort of road blocky things on the road, so it looks pretty cool from sort of model level, I suppose, sort of this level. That's what what they'll be seeing, I guess, as such. And just little bits of line of sight blocking scenery, up some walls and barricades and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see who goes first. Okay, right, let's roll for first go. Okay, so that is me first. There's no night fight in this, so I'll set up and come back. Get just an overview of objective placement. So we've got one here. I'll zoom out. One over here. They're quite close to each other. There's kind of, as normal with 5 objectives, end up having a sort of X in a way. So there we go. That's where they all are. And then we'll set up. I'm going first, so let's have a look. Okay, set up. Alright, so it was Dawn of War. So I decided to set up my rhinos with a view to pushing towards a couple of the objectives over here. Trying to keep them together. So there's an objective in front of me. So I've put my 2 rhinos here, and there's one over there before they all set up. Anyway, so put my Spartan sort of relatively centrally, and that's got Vulkan and everyone else in. And then when it was infiltrators, I just set up all my recon marines in and around this building over here. Okay, and then Pete, your stuff?
Okay, so I set up a tactical squad in the Rhino to go and seize an objective because they don't have much else in this game, and then a little fire base of my pinning weapons as well because they've got 72 inches, they don't need to be any closer to you. But I have a Scorpius cunningly concealed, or not, ready to drop pain on your swads. Oh sugar, the Leviathan should be set up together. Whoopsie.
Oh, have they got to be set up together?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
That's fine, I'll move him here.
Okay, no problem.
Which is a bit of a shame because he's now right in front of your...
We can move the other one the other way if you want, I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, maybe I'll...
Okay, you've got your big assault marines here anyway.
Yeah,
they can't be moved.
It's
It's up to you, mate. Can move out the other side if you want. Up to you.
Nah, it's fine.
Sure?
They can set up together, yeah.
Okay, fine. So they're going to go there.
Okay, so they're there, and the big assault marines with the chaplain are hidden. Well, not really that hidden, but they're
there.
On there. And then Sanguinius has joined the other unit that don't have stubborn or fearless to make them so.
And then you've got the
give them some
Punisher
ablative wounds, and then the Punisher's sitting here.
Okay. So this is how it looks, sort of.
Oh, and the Crimson Paladins are waiting in the wings.
That's what it looks like overall, and the Crimson Paladins deep strike. Okay, do you want to roll for the seas, mate?
Yes, I
I'll
do.
just film that.
Yes, I will. Second time in a...
Alright, let's see it.
Oh.
No, not 2 times in a row. Okay, so I'll get on with 18th Legion movement phase and we'll come back. Okay, 18th Legion movement phase. Effectively, all I've really done is I've moved up the rhinos a little bit towards the objectives. Just conscious of this whole blob of nasty and that horrible thing as well. So slowly moving forward. Spartans moved up a bit to keep the flare shield at the angle of the cyclic melter lance wielding Leviathan, and to get a couple of lascan shots at the Sakaran Punisher, and let's see what shooting does. Okay, so end of turn 1 shooting was pretty good. So it was a Spartan, which has now become the favourite thing again. So las cannons, the Punish, what's it called? Sakaran Punisher, which was here. I got really lucky. We had to look at the cover saves and stuff, and basically I could see it wasn't 25% cover, so he didn't get any save, unfortunately. And then I got 2 pens, one blew off a weapon, and the other one blew it, exploded it. So that was that. And then the other las cannon then turned over here and took out the Scorpius, which exploded that, killing a Marine. Really lucky. And then are the...
take a feeding test for that as well.
Did they? Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're pinned.
So we'll check that.
Yeah, it's true.
But if they've had to take a pinning test, then they've unfortunately just pinned themselves. We'll check that anyway, make sure. Anyway, and then prior to that, the recon Marines here just pummeled all their shots into here this assault squad trying to pin them, took out the apothecary and a couple of marines, so couldn't see the sergeant. And then, as you just saw, unfortunately pinned himself from the explosion we forgot to do. Okay, on to 9th Legion. That's a pretty brutal turn, to be fair, because I got, yeah, killed some good things there, so pretty brutal turn. So let's see what he does. Go for it.
Okay, so I moved these forward, and of course the salamanders in their cowardly wanker ways decided to retreat from me.
Yeah, so withdrew the...
and also retreated out of line of sight of the Leviathan.
Unknowingly, I sort of managed to get out of his intended target.
Then the Leviathans both moved forwards, but splitting up now to focus on different things. The Rhino moved forward because I desperately need more units in this game. And now it's on for the shooting phase.
Unfortunately,
nothing.
We did find out that they were pinned, so it's really disappointing for Pete. And then yes, go on shooting.
Crying.
Right, shooting phase summary.
Shooting phase. Both my recon and my scout squad fired into Pete's and had more damage done to them than they caused. True.
I did return fire reaction with both units because I get an extra reaction shooting phase, and I think I killed 2.
Sergeant,
maybe?
You killed Sergeant from both squads and the Nuncio Vox from the
Yes,
scout
I killed
squad.
2 on that one on that one, knocked out both the sergeants. They don't take any penny tests from reactive fire, and then in return none died from that squad, and I lost 1 sergeant in this squad. But however,
the Leviathan fired his Volkite calivers at the squad, the recon squad in this building, and with some
Pete saves.
Yeah, with some really good rolling from Pete, I cleaned the unit out.
Yeah, I literally...
That is a small positivity here, because then the next Leviathan should have munched this Rhino, and all of Pete's failed saves suddenly came back to help him, and it's only actually taken 2 wounds from...
1.
1.
Okay.
From 2 assault cannons and a storm cannon firing at it.
Yeah, it was supremely lucky.
Yeah.
Anything else? Your phase?
I can do nothing else. I can't
charges
run.
like that.
I'm absolutely not going to charge you.
Not charging. Okay.
Why would I? Get close to Vulkan.
Okay.
I mean,
up to you, mate.
whatever I do, I'm not going to be locked in combat, so I'm going to get shot at. Whatever happens.
Okay, that's my turn. My turn 2 now. Okay, movement phase. Turn 2. 18th Legion. Effectively, I am tactically withdrawing away from this bunch and these 2. I just felt if I went forward too early and get out, I'd get counter-charged and murdered. So I've moved everything back to give myself a little bit more turn. Another turn to just get a few last cans off before combat is going to probably be next go. Hopefully the Leviathans can't get me next go. They might be able to, but yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, so effectively I just backed off. That's what I've done. See what shooting happens. Alright, summary of turn 2 18th Legion shooting phase. So, not much shooting really. I tried pinning the squad over there again with the Recon Marines. I killed 1 I think, and nothing happened. They weren't pinned. The Spartan then did another great job of taking 4 wounds off the Leviathan. The heavy bolter, which I forgot to fire, Pete reminded me, took a wound off him, which was amusing. So yeah, he's down to 3. His return fire didn't do anything, didn't roll any 6s for Wrens. And that's my turn over. So Blood Angels, turn 2, movement phase.
Start with the guys who came down first, I guess.
Okay, go for it then.
So my turn, my Crimson Paragons came down, and with a lucky bit of re-rolling to a Nuncio Vox, they're now prepared for a charge.
Right next to me.
Then I moved the squad. I moved and ran the Chaplain squad. They are desperate for vengeance.
Yep.
The Rhino moved forward and didn't immobilise itself despite being in a field of tank traps.
Yeah, exactly. How did I get away with that?
Who knows? Then the 2 Leviathans just generally advanced, and Sanguinius and his posse also advanced, ready to shoot and charge.
What did you say Sanguinius was?
Huh?
What do you say Sanguinius was? Okay, cool. Yeah, they went forward, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, as a reaction then, I can only use one in movement phase. I'll just move that rhino back away from this big unit.
You did also try and intercept my paladins, and for once your
my rolls were terrible.
snipers started to show
Didn't do anything.
Colours.
They were scared. Okay, cool. So, shooting phase for the 9th. Let's do it. Go for it.
Okay, so starting with these guys. They didn't do anything as per
Can't even
usual.
see them.
But the Recon Marines did at least take out the Vexilla and pin one of the squads at the back, ready for the slaughter. This Dreadnought, against my better judgment, went for the back of the Rhino over there, but didn't do anything.
Even though it wasn't in the rear angle, but we don't talk about that.
Giggity. And then this one finally did what he had to do, although it took all his weapons to do it, and blew up that Rhino that was already on 2 hull points, spilling out the pyroclast, although of course they weren't pinned. Sanguinius fired Infernus at the Rhino in front of him, hoping to break it open, but of course, my luck being what it is, he did not. So a charge is
on the cards
necessary. So
okay,
yeah.
So let's have a look how. We'll have a look how the charge goes. So let's do that. Okay, assault phase for the 9th. Go for it.
Okay, sure. So the Crimson Paladins did what Crimson Paladins do, and they slaughtered both the Recon squads.
Slaughtered innocents.
Charge. And then they consolidated behind to make it harder for Pete's assault units to decide where to go. And Sanguinius and friends were forced to go into the Rhino because my incompetent shooting couldn't destroy it. So they're now going to await some pyroclast death.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's how this is always going to go. Lots of blood.
So yeah, it's and it's really pushed it up. So scores at the moment is 5-2 because death toll, and obviously I've lost 2 rhinos now. I can't back off any further, and my 3 Recon Marine squads, and Pete's lost 2 tanks. So now I need to deal with him this go. So let's see what we do about that. I'm just going to try and mug him with everything. Let's go. Okay, we're calling this the end of Sanguinius. Alright, movement phase for the 18th Legion. So, pyroclast from this squad just ran round, and they got a bead on this big squad of Blood Angel Assault Marines and Sanguinius. They didn't react to that, and then my other pyroclast squad came forward, and then Sanguinius and his Assault Marines reacted, moved backwards away from them. Initiative 4. And then the Spartan went forward. It's managed to stay out of 12 of all these things over here, and then disgorged Vulkan and friends right in front of Sanguinius and his friends. So hopefully we can kill all of these, and then let's see what happens after that. Alright, so it's basically, I'm just going to fire everything I have at this squad and hopefully kill Sanguinius. That's the plan. As I'm behind on death toll points, so I need to get rid of this whole big unit, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's see what happens. Alright, so what I've done so far is this pyroclast squad fired all their melters, and as you can see they killed 8 because there's 6 up intervening model saves, and there's not no buildings away. Feel Pain didn't work obviously, and then these other pyroclasts again used their melters, killed 7 more. So that's the squad wiped. So Sanguinius is on his own now to face this whole squad with their firing next. See how he gets on. Okay, yep, so Sanguinius died. He just got shot off the board. The pyroclast took 3 wounds of the melters, and then Vulkan finished him off with his burst shot, managed to get 6 hits with the burst on strength 7, causing 4 wounds, and Pete unluckily failed 3 of the 4 he had to make on 4 up. So yeah, I think the only re-rolls were combat for him for his saves. So yeah, he's down, and it will be the 9th Legion's turn 3 next. Okay, movement phase then, so just start here.
Okay, so I moved the Crimson Paladins, and in their usual brave way, the Salamanders walked away in classic Salamander
Withdraw
style.
reaction for this squad here, moving back. Away from the paladins, yep.
It's going to be very hard for them to charge, but that's fine.
This guy?
He's moved towards the Spartans to try and get within range of his melter and within range of a charge.
Nice, yep.
The other one has decided to copy the salamanders and avoid honourable combat. Because what's the point?
He only got 3
If they
minutes
won't play with me, I'm not going to play with them. This squad has refused to go any closer because I'm not going to make it easy for him.
Yep.
And the tactical squad have disembarked, and the recon marines have moved to claim that objective. So,
so you're on 3 objectives, really.
3 objectives.
Yeah. Still good.
It would help me in the end, but we shall see.
Well, I'm all the way over here, so yeah, cool. Shooting next, I think.
I need.
Right. So shooting phase. So what happened?
Okay. Well, this Leviathan took a few pot shots with phosphex and various things, which is no longer going to be a problem, really.
Yeah.
It took 1 wound and then killed.
I think it killed like 1, kills 3 wounds.
2, and then.
It was this really the important one.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and this guy hit the Spartan with 3 psychonic melter hits, and not the melter, blew it up. It was the last one.
It was one hit that went through.
Blew it up because he failed to wound on a couple of them, and then when it exploded, it killed 3 pyroclasts.
Yeah, I rolled 3 ones out of 5.
And didn't quite pin another unit.
No, they were right.
So really good for me. Got me back into the game.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, it's still to play for. Primarch is dead, but I mean, we talked about one-shotted a Spartan at 405 points, and it took me my whole army to kill a Primarch with more points.
Out of place.
And I can move 6, so I've got lots to do, but it's Salamander's turn 4. Okay, move phase Salamanders turn 4. All right, so essentially the pyroclasts here have ran towards its objective to try and secure at least 1 over here with this squad. Vulkan's unit has moved towards the Leviathan, and then this other pyroclast unit moved towards what they called them Terminators?
Crimson Paladins.
Crimson Paladins, who then cowardly ran away, but they can only run free. They withdrew back free. Shooting phase, see what we do. Okay, my Salamander's turn 4. So essentially what we did is we fired the pyroclasts at the Crimson Paladins, who then did their
advanced reaction, which is the Wrath of Angels, which gives them a shrouded save, which was really the important bit, and allows them to charge the unit that fired them. However, they failed the charge.
They fired it by 1.
Yeah.
So
so they've got to take a break test soon, but otherwise they could still be in the game and causing trouble.
And then this other squad, the Vulkan squad, fired 5 at them, 5 melter guns essentially. I missed with 4. I missed with 3. Wounded with 1. He saved it, and the Vulkan hit and rolled a 1 for the amount of shots and caused a wound. He got precision strike, so the wound went on the power fist guy, so he has to take more wounds on him. So it wasn't a very good, effective shooting phase for Salamanders, but see how the charging goes. Let's do it. Okay, turn 4, combat. So the Crimson Paladins died by Vulkan smashing them in the face. I was really lucky actually in a turn for my combat compared to his Crimson Paladins. He failed by 1, I made it exact. I needed an 8 charge, I rolled a 10. So even with the terrain, I managed to get there. So, and then Vulkan smashed them in the face, and they're both dead. So now I consolidated towards the Leviathan to try and grab that. And it's the Blood Angels turn 4. Just an overview of the battlefield. We've got Blood Angels on this objective here, and that objective there. And uncontested over there, and then Salamanders have got that one. So it's still all to play for because it's really close on death toll. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so I moved. I didn't move anything over here. I just stayed there on the objective.
There, yeah.
I might as well.
So they're holding the objective here, aren't they? The Blood Angel tactical squad here, holding the objective securely.
I did. The scouts haven't moved because they can't do much. The recon squad have moved to get into a better firing position for when Vulkan and his team almost inevitably kill my Leviathan. The Leviathan moved back as far as he could.
Yep. And then I reacted to that. Moved up. It's -1 because of cataphracт armor, but
the jump squads moved away from this objective quite, sensibly. and this Leviathan moved over here to threaten Pete's objective. Not that I'm expecting to do much with their ridiculous leadership and stubborn and nonsense.
Okay, so
Yeah.
run into shooting.
Bad damage.
Yeah, go for it. Summary of.
Okay, so
turn.
I shot most of my stuff into Vulkan's unit, to be honest. Did 3 wounds on Vulkan, thanks to unlucky rolling by Pete.
Yeah.
1 wound on the Librarian.
Yeah.
And a few other bits
That
and
was it.
pieces,
That
and I
was it
made
for-
dangerous terrain for him with Phosphex.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, so I've got re-roll saves against Volkite. So I thought I'd take the Volkite hit, 2 up re-rolling, failed. 1 a 1, and then the next time I shot again a 1, every single time with him. There we go.
yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a moot point because
Yeah.
the Leviathan's going to be dead. So
Yeah,
this guy
hopefully.
also fired at them.
Yep, he shot them as well. What did
Yeah,
he do?
that's what he damaged the Librarian, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he
with
caused
his
a wound in the Librarian. Yeah.
Storm cannon.
Yep. And they
Cool.
did react fire, caused a wound.
Oh, caused no wounds.
Oh no,
It's-
caused no
it's
wounds, did we? No,
toughest
just the
eight.
toughest 8 we found out earlier. And that was the summary of the shooting phase, essentially. So my Salamander's turn 5. Okay, movement phase turn 5 for 18th Legion. Pyroclasts basically ran from over here to get this objective, and the other Pyroclasts, they sort of moved and ran up to the wall really because couldn't burst through there just yet with the Leviathan on the other side. He's in his objective, and then Vulkan and his Pyroclast squad moved towards the Leviathan, who withdrew on a reaction. So hopefully I'll take some wounds off it. Let's see how shooting goes. Okay, shooting phase, I caused 2 wounds or 1? 2
Two
wounds.
wounds,
Yeah,
two
2 wounds on a
wounds.
Leviathan with melters, and I lost 1 in return because it shot back with all its guns. Nothing really else to shoot, so assault phase with Vulkan's unit.
Into your turn 5, now my turn
Yeah.
5.
End of turn 5 charges. I chose not to charge the Leviathan simply because it was a long charge of 8, and also I didn't want to suffer Overwatch again from all the melters that Leviathan has. I rolled it for a laugh afterwards and I failed, so I'm glad I didn't do that. On to the 9th Legion's turn 5 movement phase. Okay, go for it.
So I moved my older Leviathan forward to threaten the Pyroclast and maybe get a charge. Failing that, he'll attack them.
did a withdrawal reaction to
Yeah.
get away from that horrible
in
thing.
classic brave salamander style. My awesome unit, the Nameless Host.
Yeah, the brave assault marines running
They're
around.
running around trying to claim
objectives.
objectives, but stay away from the cheesy Death Star.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And then this Leviathan, the new boy, he is bravely walking away from the cheesy Death Star.
Bravely, yeah, sure. Bravely running away, excellent.
Like Sir Robin from the Monty Python sketch. These guys have held,
Yep.
as of the others, to try and get some shots where they're needed. A little out of place, but there we go.
This is the overview. It's still all to play for. It's 7-6 at the moment, the score. So it really is still to play for because we've got 3 Blood Angel units that could possibly get objectives. So it really is certainly down to wire at the moment. It's turn 5, only one full turn each, and it's now Blood Angel's turn. So let's see what happens on the shooting phase. Okay, go for the shooting, and then we'll talk about that next
Okay,
bit.
so
Where do we start?
start here.
Yeah.
My Leviathan here fired at Vulkan's unit and
Yeah.
just did some pot shots. I mean, did
Yeah.
do some wounds, but
Got some wounds here and there.
nothing much really.
Killed
These
a
guys all
Pyroclast.
had a shot at him as well.
Yeah.
I managed to wound his champion with
Yeah.
tactical squad.
Bowlers.
These guys just shot at the various Pyroclasts.
But
Leviathan here shot into this squad because I didn't think I'd make a charge.
I've put all the reactions on these going. I withdrew to get away from it. Then I returned fire, which I had 8 melter guns. I caused a wound. He had 3 left. So then he was down to 2. And then he charged, I overwatched, and then he rolled a 10 to get in combat. Oh God. And I didn't kill it. So now we're just about to go on the combat phase. He's got 1 wound left. Oh God, let's move on to that. Let's do it.
We have to.
Assault phase, yes you do.
Okay.
What happened, eh? What happened, Pete?
So the
Where's he
Leviathan
gone?
charged in. He did some good work. Killed 3 of them.
He did a good job.
And then
That
with
one,
the
it was
mass
very...
amounts of melter bombs back,
Yeah.
all 2 of them. he failed his save and blew up and killed another one.
Yeah.
So, considering he's been on 3 wounds since turn 2, I'll take that.
Yeah, he did really well actually.
Champ.
God, he's a champ. Got involved, but the good old pyroclast and melter bombs. I didn't even use the pyroclast warden to smash him with a hammer. They just melter bombed him to death. Then they advanced forward towards the objective. So there we are. It's Salamander's last turn, turn 6. See how it goes. Okay, so movement phase done. So secure this objective. Hopefully, it is turn 6 now. Secure that objective. We're going to this one. All the assault marines are there, and we've got this middle one as well. At the moment, obviously you've got Leviathan still there, assault marines still there, and a bunch of other stuff over there. So we've got the middle one for the moment, and I've stopped them doing any reactions with telepathy, and I'm gonna now try and pin them with the librarian. That's the plan next. Pin them in place. Let's see how we get on. Okay, shooting phase is over. So I've killed about 7, maybe, I can't remember.
Oh, a lot.
Roughly from this unit, I think, in this shooting phase. I did that with Vulkan, who killed 4? No, 3. No, he killed 4, didn't he?
He killed 4.
He killed 4,
these guys killed 3.
and the melters killed 3. So I killed 7. Yeah. So he passed his hallucination. He passed his hallucination. Rolled a 4. That was fine, and then passed the leadership test. So it's now assault phase, if that's what I want to do, which I'm not sure yet. Probably, if I'm honest, I probably want to not do that, because at the moment I'm sitting on the objective and I think I'll get duffed in combat, but I'm going to come back to that. I'll think about that and do it in a sec. Move and go.
Okay.
Turn 6, last turn. In fact, last movement
turn.
phase of the game.
It's short and sweet, so these guys have moved round to get the benefit of their jump packs, try and take out some of these guys.
Yeah, I reacted to that, move forwards towards them.
Then the Leviathan is going to come forward to try and help them because pyroclasts are broken. Then all of these guys have stood still so they can get some shots probably off of that unit, and the tactical squad will do nothing in classic form. So
this is the overview of the battlefield. So you've definitely got this, can't do anything about that. So you're going to have 1 there. Yeah. You've definitely got that, can't do anything about that. So it's 2, so it's looking really good. You probably can't do much in that, but we'll have a look at that.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. So I've probably got that. And these 2, you could possibly get rid of me there and then get rid of me there, maybe.
No.
Probably unlikely. But yeah, it's still looking really close.
I have made the choice to focus on getting this unit off this objective, because even if he goes and contests, it's better to have an objective, which I could if any of these guys survive.
So it goes.
Right,
there we go. So shooting phase, recap quickly.
Yeah, okay, everyone that could, except for these guys who failed to wound Vulkan, everyone who could fired at the pyroclast here, killing a few, and hopefully
good enough for a break test.
Breaking them.
Which is this roll now. Let's do it on camera. Biggest one.
That would have been very funny.
5, 6, 7. Oh god, I didn't see the other dice. Yeah, so they're all right. The hold. He's got to go in with the swords.
Well, that's fine.
He has to go in with the swords.
Give me an extra point if
Let's do it. Let's do it. Might give you more points if you get the objective.
Yeah.
Let's do it. See what happens. It's down to the wire. As I said, I think I'm 2 ahead, which means nothing if you get all these victory points from these things. Because it could easily swing.
The Leviathan, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, go for it. That's good.
Okay, so
there's a lone survivor. Look.
Despite a massive amount of power fist attacks, Pete was once again rather cagey with his thunderhammer attacks and killed my chaplain. Cagey. And he also overwatched my the rest of my squad, so only the sergeant is left alive.
Sergeant alive.
So, but he is now claiming the objective.
So he got a point for killing my unit, and I got a point for killing this unit for his chaplain. So now we've got to go on to how many points we get. So let's come back to that. All right, so we're just looking at the score. We worked out I'm on 9 and Pete's on 7, so 2 in it. And the parameters for the mission is here.
So 1 to 2, no victory points. 3 to 4, 1, or 5 to 6, 3.
It's literally can be down to this. So let's do this objective first. So roll for that one, mate.
Right, here we go.
Oh shit! How much does it give you?
It's 1 objective.
That gives him 1 objective. Okay, so 1 victory point. So let's put it up.
Puts me up to 8.
Up to 8. Okay, so it's up to 8. Next one. There we go. That's another one.
9.
There's a 9 then. Okay, we're on a draw. Okay. So far we're drawing, but I haven't rolled mine yet. And then this one.
Come on. This is
Gotta be high. It's gotta be high.
Hiya!
Oh, it's another one.
10.
It's on 10. Okay, fine. Okay, so Pete's VPs are 10. All those objectives. I've got 1, 2 to roll for, so I've got to do something here. All right, fine. So this one, middle one. Yes. Oh no, I think that's nothing. God. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay, so I don't have anything for that one. Oh my God. Right, I've got to get. What have I got to get? A 3?
You got to get 3 or
3
a,
plus
or a 6
or
to win. 5 to 6 to win.
Is it 3 to draw? Let's have a look.
No, yeah, 3 or 4 to draw.
Okay, yeah. So I need to get a 3 or 4 to draw, or 5 or 6 to win, and that's it. That's literally
But what
it.
you're actually going to get is a 1 to 2.
Here we go. Let's check it out.
Oh!
It's a 4. So it's a draw, right?
Yeah.
Savage. Okay, awesome. Okay, right. So yeah, we totaled it up again, made sure, but we are literally sitting on 10-all. That was insane. What a game. Again, such a close game. Yeah, we went through it. So I mean, what I had left anyway. So power class, I had left like how many have I got there? 8, I think. 4 there. That was my only line units. Obviously, there's 1 sneaky little sod over there, and then tactical marines, and then other stuff. So close that game. Literally a draw in the end. Great game again. Yeah.
Will Pete ever beat Pete?
That's it. Yeah. It was a really good game, though. Good fun. Thanks,
great
mate.
Game.
Yeah. Do you want any last words from the Blood Angels?
I'm amazed that it went this way and that Vulkan and his unit are still unscathed. Kind of my plan was going into this was to kill everything else and leave Vulkan and his unit alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way you set up, I couldn't do that, and because you focused on Sanguinius and killed him outright, I couldn't do that. So, yeah, it's given me some things to think about, like maybe deep striking Sanguinius.
And the big lad Sanguinius died as well for shooting.
Yeah,
Do you remember that happening? Do you remember
yes,
that?
I remember that happening.
Okay, another awesome game. I hope everyone enjoys it. We did, it's good fun. Literally all the way down to the very last roll. That's how a game should be played, rather than someone getting steamrolled. So
Absolutely.
awesome game. Okay, cheers mate, and we'll get another game in soon. Bit of revenge, I'm sure.